granted yet another day by our Lord, and happy that He woke me up, planted my feet on the floor, and got me over to our Black Talk radio station this morning. And with me here is Ro Brown.
We think. As I attempt to get situated here.
Yeah.
Situated, as some people say.
Yep. Well, I'm getting situated myself,
All right.
and but we it's been quite a few days and quite a weekend. Big election, man. Big election.
There was an election.
You know,
When? When?
Yeah, Saturday.
Nobody told me.
So,
Nobody told me.
yeah, so some things were pretty much decided within minutes or so after the election. Not that the final numbers were in, but that the trends were looking one way or another. And some things were decided relatively quickly within half hour and a half or so.
Or
and
sooner.
that, yeah, and that include the trend that U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy is to no more carry the title
How
of
surprised were you?
senator. With the closed primary, I wasn't. I mean, I think as soon as Governor Jeff Landry and colleagues moved to a closed primary, I thought that was a death knell for Bill Cassidy.
But did you think the death would be that that decisive?
Well, if you have a closed primary, Democrat or Republican, there are certain people who are motivated to vote in that primary. There are
Right.
Republicans
Yeah.
who,
Mm-hmm.
may
I know.
not particularly, be, hardcore Republican,
Yeah.
and they might be more open to voting for somebody else, and vice versa with Democrats. But in a situation like this, you've got a closed primary. You've got to be Republican to vote in the primary, or you have to be no party and declare
I know.
for this election.
I know.
And so I don't think there were enough people in no party to declare for Republican
Mhm.
to make him more competitive. I don't
Okay.
think he was going to be competitive
Okay.
with just Republicans, because as conservative as he claims to be, not a lot of Republicans see him that way. And he's made, my opinion, a number of mistakes. But generally speaking, people have seen him as a moderate, somewhat reasonable
Right.
Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Then he makes big mistakes, like,
Well, that-
like supporting RFK.
Yeah.
And then he makes good moral decisions, like voting to indict the president,
Mm-hmm.
which of course did not help him
Right.
with his reelection, no matter how many times he visited Mar-a-Lago or said the name Trump, or here's an old picture of us together.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was going to be hard. And then his base case scenario, I think, would have been for Trump to stand down on this election and not endorse anyone.
Which he wasn't going to do.
No, that is not his way.
Yeah.
That is not his way. And
Especially not if he thinks that, it'll make it look like I'm the man.
right. So closed primary, and then Trump endorsement of another candidate. I think even with millions of dollars, it's going to be hard to overcome that. Yeah. So there was that. And how about the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate? Oh my! Two brothers going to be in a runoff in June.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the state of the Democratic Party actually in the state of Louisiana. You know, so that's not surprising or
You don't think it's surprising?
history. No,
Okay.
no,
All right.
no, I don't.
All right. Well, we'll see
No, no,
what
no, no.
we'll see what
In-
our
in the-
roundtable of journalists
In the
think.
state of Louisiana, no.
So I guess you're saying it would have been more surprising if it was in Utah.
Yeah. No, that's surprising. No,
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, we will have more conversation about that as we move along with today's show, and of course there were other things that were decided and rather big. No, 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 on the 5 constitutional amendments.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
and not narrowly so.
No.
No. All 5 of them
Mm-hmm.
went down, and as I was scrolling through some of the different parishes, there certainly were a lot of folks in Orleans who voted no on all 5,
Mm-hmm.
but there were also folks in places like Beauregard Parish who voted no by 55%.
Yeah.
I mean, so no, it ain't just black people
So-
who voted no.
So why? What did this mean? Why? Why'd that happen?
Well, I think there were a couple of different things going on. One is that there's a lot of Orleans Parish anger about the Calais decision.
No, but I mean, like
Redistricting.
in Beauregard Parish.
Yeah,
or
why that
Jeff
happened?
Davis
Well,
Parish.
but that's why I'm starting there.
Uh-huh.
So I think there were a number of factors for a place like Orleans with Calais redistricting, the Calvin Duncan piece,
Mhm.
that heightened enthusiasm to vote and send a message. And I think there have been enough things, including redistricting to a degree. I think there are enough people elsewhere to say, well, we don't want them in charge, but they deserve something more than one. I think I might be right about that. I'm not sure. But I think there are a lot of people who feel that taking away a seat that somebody has been elected to, Republican or Democrat, I think they don't like that. I think they do not like that. And I also think that there is frustration that our man Jeff is going too far. And things are not going the way that we thought. So I think that's my Monday morning summary.
Well, you would
I
know.
might change it by Monday afternoon.
You would know better than I, but
Oh.
but I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that they worried about
Well, why did
worried about what they did to Orleans Parish.
No. I think the Calvin Duncan thing. I really do. I think it's a piece, not the piece.
Yeah, right.
So, but what other reasons would there be for?
I don't know. But I don't think
55%
that I don't think
more.
that they have this. I don't think that most of the people that you're talking about, and you're talking about the rest of white people and the rest of the state of Louisiana, have all this care about taking away their district. Taking away the black people's district. I don't think so.
I do not think that's the reason.
Okay.
Let's be clear.
All right.
It's a reason for some of them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. So,
okay.
Look, I see you, Pop. We're going to take a break and then hang on, and we're going to get to you. It is 7:10 a.m. Here on the Good Morning Show, and it's a school day, folks. So please go slow. Make sure that you are driving slow enough around the schools. That school zone speed limit is 20 miles per hour. Not 23, not 26, 29, certainly not 41. Officer, I was slowing down. Nope, none of that. 20 miles per hour. Do your things that you need to do to get ready to go at home rather than on the way, so you can be safe and not be one of the crazy drivers. Leave that to the other people, and then you do some defensive driving. Make sure our babies and kiddos get to where they need to be in class at their schools. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will be having more conversation, but we're also going to hear from Dr. Joshua Washington, principal of Louisiana Key Academy in Jefferson Parish. School focused on students with dyslexia, and we're going to be hearing from Jeff Thomas from Think 504, Anitra Brown from the New Orleans Tribune, and Stephanie Grace from the Times-Picayune.
Heavyweights.
Yeah, we're going to have a journalist roundtable.
They got to be here?
In studio.
In the flesh?
Live and in person.
Wow.
Well, yep. So that's going to be coming up. So stay tuned. We're going to do some post-election commentary, questions, and analysis. Ro, what's that number if people want to call?
The number to call, 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines for you. This morning, Chelsea Napoleon, Mayor Helena Moreno, and other city leaders will be in court for a hearing in a lawsuit stemming from the clerk of court controversy. Napoleon is suing the city after being removed from the clerk position and replaced by an interim clerk. Remember, City Council voted to appoint an interim clerk of court and hold a special election for that position after a new law consolidating civil and criminal district courts took effect, eliminating Calvin Duncan's seat. Today's hearing is at 9 a.m. Today, family and friends will hold a vigil for the Sophie B. Wright graduate who was killed last week. Ferdinand Woolens was shot early Friday morning. His school released a statement saying that Ferdinand was an honors student who had received many scholarships and had a bright future ahead of him. A vigil will be at 5:30 on the lakefront, and you are asked to wear red and black. And happening tonight in Holly Grove, Councilmember Amy McCarron will host a Light the Night community walk. The focus here is on identifying streetlights that have been out for a long time and highlighting areas where more lighting would improve public safety. The walk begins at the New Orleans Job Corps Center on Airline Highway at 6:30 p.m. And that is a look for you at today's headlines. I'm Elizabeth Kubel for WBOK. Have a great day, everyone.
Norman Robinson is back.
Can you hear me now?
And he's taking no prisoners.
Can you hear me now?
Each weekday, Norman Robinson brings you commentary with Off the Top.
The incident was shocking, disturbing, disgusting, disappointing, and sad.
Each weekday, Off the Top with Norman Robinson is heard exclusively right here.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. It is 7:14 a.m. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown, and on the other side of the glass is Gerard Rowe. Hey, Jared, how you doing? Give a wave. I know people can't see. He waved, people. He's alive and well. He's like me, going through the motions. He doesn't like some of this sometimes, but we wake him up. So, hey, look, we got a call. Pop Jones, good morning. You're on Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Will and Ro.
Good morning.
Hope your gentlemen had a nice weekend.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right. Excuse me. And of course, I wanted our governor. He's the ambassador to Greenland.
Envoy, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a question I wanted to ask. the position that Cleo Fields held, his territory, I thought maybe they're going to add it to Councilman Carter, but it's what they going to do? Appoint somebody to deal with his position or what?
Cleo Fields will remain in his job. He will be redistricted out of the congressional seat. So he will have that term, and the governor has reset the campaigns and everything associated with that for this year. So the governor insists that the votes that anybody casts for congressional representation will not count, and that instead he has a new calendar for candidates to qualify. That includes incumbents and anybody else who wants to run, and a new early voting schedule and a new voting schedule for congressional representation. And that will not include a district that looks like the one that Cleo Fields has been representing. That's kind of the overview summary of that. So Cleo Fields certainly can decide to run for a seat, but it would not likely be as favorable based on the map that has been put forth in the legislature. Keep in mind, those maps have not been approved yet. So, but the one that we're looking at,
excuse me, gentlemen, I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Go ahead.
You know, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Cleo Fields already won this position, right?
Correct. Based on the map, as they currently exist.
What they going to eliminate that which he won.
That is correct.
And make him run again if he wants a position.
No, well, he can't run for that seat as it is currently configured. He can run for a seat that is, I'll say, less black if he chooses to. But smart politician that he is, he'll probably look at the maps and figure out where things are, and he may decide that it's not worth it. But look, Pop, we really appreciate your calling. We got to take Ryan before we have to go to a break, okay?
I thought we were living in America.
I understand, Pop.
Going all over the country like this, you win a position.
Yep.
And they could come and take it from you.
Well, it's not the only place they're doing that, as you know. Lord's blessings, Pop. We're going to try to get Ryan in before the break. Have a great day. Good morning, Ryan. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown.
Good morning. How y'all?
Fabulous. How are you?
Well, good. Thanks, Pop. You just perfect transition because we do actually. It's still called America, I believe, unless they change in the past couple of days on me.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Maybe not all white people in Louisiana care about these or they do care about redistricting, but not for the same reasons that we might. But I can tell you what they do care about is their property rights and their small businesses being affected by an unstable environment. So
good point. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, and eminent domain. I forgot to say that eminent domain. There's a bill sitting somewhere on somebody's desk that's yet to go to committee, and they got a lot of people in Louisiana that are not very happy about that because they do not want these corporations able to, or they don't want it decided on a state level that they can where to put these big monstrous facilities or whatever they may be, pipelines. They want to decide without it going to a local vote or at least let the public know about it. So that's making a lot of people angry. And anyway, get that word out too.
Yeah. So specifically, you may be talking about House Bill 7 and House Bill 841. Those are different, but they are both related to eminent domain. Go ahead, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the pocketbook or their pocketbooks, yeah, they care about that. Yeah, no doubt about it. That's in a nutshell. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
They care about that.
Appreciate y'all taking the call.
All right. And good point. And we probably spend some time on that in the coming days because you're right. It's there, but because of all of the other legislative drama, not many people paying attention to those bills. So good point.
Yeah, it's a little sneaky.
Yep, indeed. All right. Lord's blessings, Ryan, and have a great day.
All right, y'all too.
Well, we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about dyslexia and what's happening with Dr. Joshua Washington, principal of the Louisiana Key Academy in Jefferson Parish. They've got something special going on over there. We're going to hear about it right here, coming up next on the Good Morning Show. If somebody does want to call Mr. Roe Brown, what is that number?
You know the number, 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Muggy and warm with daily rain chances this week. For today, mostly cloudy, highs 85 to 88. A spotty shower is possible as we get to the afternoon. Most of us, though, may end up staying dry. Then for tonight, lows fall 72 to 78. For your Tuesday, another mostly cloudy day with highs 85 to 88. Another chance of a spotty shower. Rain chances ramp up Wednesday into the weekend. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
This is Monica Pierre along with Sally Ann Roberts Daybone, co-host of Your Power is On.
Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for music that feeds the spirit. Get your Sunday on.
Right here on WBOK 1230 a.m. and WBOK1230.com, the station you listen to all day long.
Life has a way of shifting priorities, changing needs, and pivoting plans. Home Bank is there for all of them. Their bankers partner with you for every step along the way, from understanding your needs to celebrating your success. Home Bank is invested in the vibrant spirit of our community and in you. So partner with them. Stop on by any banking center in the greater New Orleans area or visit home24bank.com to get started today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, a member of the FDIC.
Step back in time and experience the moments that shaped our world at the National World War II Museum, located in the heart of the Warehouse District in New Orleans. This world-renowned museum brings history to life, telling America's story in the war that changed everything, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. From immersive exhibits to powerful personal stories, this is more than a museum. It's an experience. Plan your visit today at nationalww2museum.org. World War II Museum, where history lives.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another open enrollment update. Who do I have on the line today?
Hi, you're speaking with Vanessa Scott of BSG of Louisiana.
Can you tell us a little bit about what is open enrollment?
The open enrollment period is for Medicare members that want to change from one plan to another.
Why is open enrollment so important?
Because a lot of people missed out on the annual enrollment period. So they need to have a one-on-one review.
And if you have questions or concerns about your Medicare plans, what should you do?
You just pick up the phone, call 504-621-3687. We even come out to your house. Zero cost to them.
Get with BSG of Louisiana for your Medicare review.
For church groups, senior communities, or disability organizations, call 504-621-3687. We are an independent insurance agency providing information about Medicare-related insurance plans. We are not connected or endorsed by Medicare or the U.S. government.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
those of you all who have been in tune, send 701-730-557-21. But if you're just tuning in, boy, you are right on time, because we got Dr. Joshua Washington, principal of Louisiana Key Academy, here with us. I'm Will Sutton, and with me is Ro Brown. Ro, it's it's a pretty nice day out there.
It is.
It's
beautiful day thus far. But
beautiful.
You know what they say.
I know.
Wait 5 minutes.
I know.
Right.
Indeed. It is 7:26 a.m. and it's a school day, folks. So please pay attention to the school zone speed limits, 20 miles per hour around the schools. Please don't ignore it. Make sure our babies and our kiddos get to where they are going, and part of that depends on you being safe and watching out for them. Don't be one of the crazy drivers. I know that's not you, but don't turn into one today. Make sure those kids get to school. Dr. Joshua Washington, good morning. Welcome to the Good Morning Show.
Thank you for having me here. Excited.
Well, we're excited to have you. You've been an educator for some time, and you are doing some extra special work these days. But I believe this is your first time at WBOK.
It is.
So let's find out some stuff, man. Who your mama and them? Where you from?
Mom.
Give us some background.
Mom is Rosalie Washington. Well, Rosalie Young. She's from 6th Street Uptown. My dad, Joseph Washington, from Algiers, Clintonville.
All right.
Yes. So they created me. Now I'm here with you all. Yes.
All right, what high school you go to?
I went to Edna Carr, the Edna Carr, as we like to say, class of 2005. So right before Hurricane Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Got out in time.
You could
finish at your school.
Exactly.
So many people weren't able to do that.
Right. So went from there to LSU, and then LSU UNO, and from UNO got my undergrad and master's in special ed, and then got my doctorate from the University of Holy Cross in executive leadership.
Wonderful. So why education?
The gap, the achievement gap is there, and I want to be one of the change agents to close it. I've been in education for roughly 16, 17 years, and just seeing how students respond. I wasn't in education at first. I was an engineering major. Engineering, civil engineering. I thought about electrical, went through all of them at UNO. And it wasn't until I started tutoring some kids and I saw the growth. I saw their pre and post tests, and I saw how they scored on LEAP tests. And it triggered me to say, if I can help close this gap, if I can invest in the student or invest in the child and they can grow from me, I can reach everybody. So I went in my first year teaching. I'll never forget, went in with that mindset of, I can do this. If not me, then who? So it was that excited young man who, like I say, 22 years old, stepping in the classroom saying, let me go do this. Let me knock it out the park. And so far, so good.
Wonderful. Well, you've been doing things at different education locations. I don't want to spend too much time on that because I want to get to where you are now, Louisiana Key Academy. But for our WBOK family listeners, I want them to understand a little bit about your background. So if you could name some schools where you have worked, programs that people might be familiar with, even if they're not familiar with Dr. Joshua Washington until today.
No problem. I was at Gregory, Craig, Eisenhower, Fantasy Williams, Landry, McDonald 32. I said Eisenhower. Went back, that was that twice. Alice Hart, New Harmony, and now Louisiana Key Academy.
Woo.
Yes.
All right. You probably touched at least 2-3 people with those names. Indeed.
Yes.
All right. How long have you been at Louisiana Key Academy? Well, first of all, what is Louisiana Key Academy?
Louisiana Key, it's a school for students with dyslexia. Mm-hmm. So we specialize in students who are diagnosed with dyslexia. So having that screening, we provide free screenings. So if it's a student, if you're a parent, or if you know someone who you suspect have dyslexia, we do free screenings for our students.
Wait.
come.
So you don't have to be a student to come to your school to get screened?
Correct. Because we open admission. Oh, well, I'm not open enrollment because we do screen.
Right.
But we do have, we accept students from all over. We're a type 2 charter school. So we can pull kids from anywhere in Louisiana. But they come in, we do free screenings for them, grades 1st through 5th right now. So we'll grow each year, adding a grade level all the way up to 8th grade.
What is dyslexia?
Dyslexia is a way that students read and decode, and just the way that they think. It's more of a, some people may say, oh, they're special, or they have different, people see it different ways. And that's part of our event at this Lunch and Learn tomorrow that we're having at our school, we're housed in the St. Mary Magdalene Discipleship Center. That's where we'll be at. But we'll have an event tomorrow for pediatricians, parents, the community, speech language pathologists, where we'll talk to them about dyslexia, how to spot it, the signs, which, difficulty rhyming, recognizing words, the alphabet, when they're struggling, learning the alphabet, trouble sounding out unfamiliar words. We have all that tomorrow, where we're talking to parents, talking to the community on how do you diagnose, how do you see the signs in a student?
Is it and I'm asking because these are the questions that people, I know people have asked, when I was covering education about dyslexia. Is it a disease?
It's not.
What is it? Is
It's
it
not.
something in your brain? Is it,
The way
that's
your
what
brain,
people think. Yeah.
the way your brain works. And it's not something where people look at it and say, oh, can they test out of it? No, you don't test out of dyslexia. It's something, but it's learning how to work with it. It's learning how, if I'm seeing, I know I used to always talk about the Cosby Show. Theo was diagnosed with dyslexia, and it was because he was writing his letters backwards and stuff. But they worked with him and gave him strategies on how he can actually succeed and be successful. That's exactly what we do at Louisiana Key Academy.
Yeah, there are a number of people who've been pretty successful with dyslexia.
Exactly.
And people don't know. they
And
have
people
dyslexia.
don't realize it. You can still be successful.
Yeah.
You are not, there are so many people who have dyslexia and they just don't realize it.
Right.
And we can still be successful.
The great John Thompson, the late John Thompson, Georgetown basketball coach. He was dyslexic.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
that's a heck of a thing because of the fast pace of the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Correct.
So, the kids that you have, first of all, when did the school get approved? And what was that process like to get the school to where you are now?
Louisiana Key Academy has been around in other cities in Louisiana since 2014. So we got approved for the Metairie location. It was in the summer, fall. They made the big announcement that we will be coming to Metairie. They secured the building, and it was time to roll. Let's get the word out about the school. So right now, we're in the enrollment process. So if anybody knows students, like I say, if you're suspecting that they have it, if they have it, please reach out to us. I was going to give my email address.
Oh, sure. And we'll probably do it again.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Perfect. Joshua.Washington@LouisianaKeyAcademy.com. Once again, that's Joshua, JOSHUA .Washington, WASHINGTON @LAKeyAcademy.com. And like I said, the website is also out there at www.lakeyschools.com, www.lakeyschools.com. Please, please, please reach out if you know any student, because this is our time. When we talk about that achievement gap and we talk about students falling further and further behind, that 1st through 5th grade is the best time to reach them. That gap won't do anything but increase over time if we don't reach our students at this early age. Having worked on a high school level, I see it. I see it every day. I see where students weren't getting what they need at that fundamental age, and now they're struggling as a senior. So I definitely want to do my part by closing that gap.
So for a parent hearing this for the first time, Louisiana Key Academy, they didn't know it existed in other parts of the state. They didn't know that this was happening in this area. They either know their son or daughter has dyslexia, or they think they might. What would you tell them is the difference between an instruction day at this school versus an instruction day at another school?
One thing that I'm proud of that we have, two things. We have no more than 18 students in the classroom. With those 18 students, 6 are being pulled out for our structured language arts program, and that's led by certified academic language therapists. So they're pulled out for 90 minutes throughout every day. 6 students, we have 12 left in the classroom. So that's more one-on-one time for the teachers to work with students. So you're getting hit in multiple ways. We have specialized programs to ensure that our students are getting every ounce of instruction, every ounce of love and support. But this also feels into their self-confidence, their self-esteem. I look at the schools that I've been at in the past, not having this specialized instruction, or even having kids who are in the classroom and they may feel, what's the word I want to use? They may feel bad. They don't want anybody to know. They're embarrassed. Being at a school like Louisiana Key Academy is perfect because everybody in the classroom is like you. We all just alike. We all getting what we need. We all here
different
for
ways you individually need to deal with it.
Exactly. But it's more of you can look in the mirror and say, hey, we all are one. And I've seen at other schools where when one student feels a certain type of way or their confidence is low, they struggle in that classroom. So this environment is definitely an environment for students to thrive.
Is it state supported? How is it?
Correct. So we're type 2 charter schools. So that means that we are funded by, all schools are funded by the state, but we are a Betsy school. We are from Baton Rouge. So we, our LEA, Baton Rouge. And like I say, they fund us, they support us all the way. They definitely backed for us to come to Metairie.
One of the things that some parents struggle with sometimes with making school decisions is, but they don't have extracurricular activities. It's so focused on academics, there's no physical education. They're so small or specialized that there's no sports.
So that is something that we're definitely growing into. We will have PE, we will have extracurricular activities. The schools in Baton Rouge, Covington, and Shreveport, we have 3 other locations, and they are definitely, our schools in Baton Rouge just won, I believe, basketball. They had a flag football team, soccer, all the sports, and they're winning, trophies winning. First place in one in football, and I believe they just had the football game. I think they were second place, but basketball, I think they were first place. So they're rolling, and we still provide everything that other schools provide. Yes.
Okay. Well, we've got a call, so let's see what's on the mind of Inez. Is that right, Inez?
Grand Rising, it's Inez.
Inez, okay.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. Good morning. You're on Will Sutton Road Brown and Dr. Washington.
Dr. Washington.
Good morning.
I have quite the story for you. I will be turning 60 August 18th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I have earned a high school diploma, associate degree, a bachelor's degree, and just decided to go work on my master's.
Okay.
I was at Middle Tennessee State University. I was like about 27. My history teacher and my Black American Studies teacher both recommended me to go get tested for dyslexia. The university had a dyslexic center, and I went there, and they were in awe that I have gotten this far. But I had self-determination. I knew I could do it. I just could not figure out why was it so hard for me to get this information and learn it. I went to Delgado. I took English 17 times. 17 times, and no one noticed it.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I took biology probably 6 times. The thing with biology was, and for anybody who has dyslexia, it is very difficult to learn from someone who has an accent. Because your serious classes, your English, your math, your biology is so overwhelming. It's like womp, 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 womp. Especially in college, because it's no longer the teacher putting everything on the board and you can reproduce it. And one of my things was writing it. I had to write everything over and over and over again so I can memorize it. And you also know there's different levels. Some people have hard time with math because in math, it's structured. So you have to follow it. So you may see open parentheses 3. I may see a positive 3. It is very, very difficult. But once I went and got diagnosed at the dyslexic center, they taught me the skills that I needed. I was able to get assistance. I had someone come in my history classes and a scribe. That's what the disabled department is for. There's so many outlets out there, but I had to leave the state of Louisiana to get the help as an adult. So I am so happy.
Thank you.
And so proud to hear that you are now doing this, because a lot of kids are just being misdiagnosed with everything but what it is.
ADHD is the first thing they try to throw at them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Time, and you just sit. But also, because I was in the school system for a while and I just got out, I realized that our kids are brilliant. It's just we, as professionals, we're not offered the opportunity to understand these particulars. So everything is special education, but I have a daughter that has Tourette's. But as her mother, and she's in the school systems, the teachers don't know. They don't know how to approach Tourette's. They don't know how to approach dyslexia. So it's really easy just to pigeonhole. But once you figure it out and the parents figure it out and can get some help, we're geniuses.
Yes, we are.
Geniuses.
That's why this event tomorrow is so important.
All right. Inez, thank you so much for your call. What a story.
Yes.
And just think if you had
I
this.
will follow you. Okay. I would definitely follow you. I have a great day.
Just think if you had this at your young age.
Exactly.
That would be so much easier for you. But congratulations on all of the success you have had.
Thank you.
Lord's blessings. Have a great day.
So Doc, I'm sitting at home right now listening to this. And I'm thinking, well, maybe that's why my 10-year-old, maybe that's the problem. What should I be looking for? You kind of touched on that already. But, what kind of things should I be looking for?
Difficulty in rhyming and recognizing sounds and words. Difficulty learning the alphabet. Difficulty learning to read. Slower labored reading, trouble sounding out unfamiliar words, persistent spelling struggles. So that's a big thing too. Just words, just looking at them.
Right.
But I'm going to keep on pushing it. Come bring them to get tested. The process is once you sign up or once you go online to www.lakeyschools.com, you go online, apply to the Jefferson Parish campus. Once you apply, you'll get a link. They'll ask you about screening. You set up the time to come and screen. It'll be at our school, St. Mary Magdalene. We'll do it in the Discipleship Center. That's 6425 West Metairie Avenue, I'm sorry. Yes, West Metairie Avenue. So like I say, we'll definitely be in touch and very responsive. So if you, like I say, reach out. Once you do your application, I tell my parents, reach out to me. If you send me an email and say, hey, I did the application, I'm on it. I'm reaching out to the team to make sure that they get you and tested quick, because we need to know so that we can get the ball rolling on those students.
And it's free.
It's
people.
free. It is free.
It's free.
Free. Free. What we like, free. And like I say, our event tomorrow, Lunch and Learn, it's open to the public, but we're pushing for speech pathologists, pediatricians, parents, the community, just come out. Those pediatricians, and the reason we're pushing for them, and speech pathologists, they work with the students one-on-one. If they have an outside diagnosis, they're working with them. Let us know where they are so we can give them the support that they need.
So again, what time is the lunch and learn?
It's
and
from
that location?
Noon to 2 tomorrow at St. Mary Magdalene Discipleship Center, and that is 6425 West Metairie Avenue.
Open to the public.
Open to the
with a
public.
special focus on certain types of professionals.
Correct. Pediatricians, some school speech language pathologists, and of course parents.
So what if somebody's listening and is like, I don't have dyslexia, I don't have a child or a grandchild with dyslexia, but I love what this is doing. How can I help?
Reach out to me. I'm looking for help. I am looking for help. This is a lot of work and it's a heavy lift. Please reach out to me, Joshua.Washington at LAKeyacademy.com. Please reach out.
All right. That's JOSHUA.
WASHINGTON at LAKeyacademy.com.
All right. Once again, this is Dr. Joshua Washington, who leads the Louisiana Key Academy, the new campus in Metairie and Jefferson in greater New Orleans for the students who have parents that are interested in them having more specialized education. Opening this fall, meaning August.
Yes.
Just a matter of weeks.
Yes.
Just a matter of weeks.
I am ready.
What's your first day of school?
August 5th.
Okay. And so for those who want to put in an application, is there a deadline or is it a rolling process?
Rolling.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
The earlier the better, though.
Earlier the better.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So once again, Lunch and Learn tomorrow, noon to 2. If you're not one of those identified health professionals and you're curious and interested, swing on by.
Come on.
Swing on by tomorrow.
Open arms.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Lunch and learn. So
Lunch
that means
and learn.
lunch is food.
Yes.
And then learn what you have to offer and about the dyslexia.
Yes.
All right.
Lunch
Very
and learn.
good. Wonderful. I'm Will Sutton here with Ro Brown. We've been in conversation with Dr. Joshua Washington from the Louisiana Key Academy, opening in Metairie. The rolling application, so when you check out their website, and if you want some face-to-face time, going over to 6421 West Metairie Avenue. I got that right? Okay.
That's right.
That's tomorrow at 12 noon. Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you all for having me.
being here. Appreciate it. And thank you for the work that you're doing.
Yep. Look, I love it.
I thank you for that work. It's not everybody who goes into education has a focus on special education.
Yes.
And then dyslexia within that umbrella.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Look, it is 7:48 a.m. and that means it's still school zone speed limit time. So 20 miles per hour around those schools. So make sure that you are taking care of your mustache and your makeup at home. Please don't do that in the car on the way. And make sure that you are taking care of everything that you need to go. You got your keys, you got your phone, you got your watch. For those of you of a certain age and stage, if you need to look in the mirror, smile to see if everything's there, do that too, to make sure that you've got all that you need to do so that you are not a distracted driver. Watch out for our babies and kiddos, especially those with hair on their face and under their arms, because they might not be paying attention. So make sure that they have somebody looking out for them, and that would be you. Shout out to the bus drivers and the assistant principals on transportation duty.
Yes.
Important gigs, important work each and every school day morning. All right, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more about news and information. And upcoming is going to be our journalist roundtable, talking about what the heck happened on Saturday. Post-election convo that you're going to want to stay tuned for. you better go ahead and text and call your neighbors and your friends, your family members. You think you know, you might learn a little bit from listening to Jeff Thomas, Stephanie Grace, and Anitra Brown right here on WBOK. What's that phone number, Ro?
504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is partnering with a tech wonderland right in the middle of New York City. It's called Tomorrow, stylized as TM:RW. And it's designed to showcase the tech and innovation of the future.
Robots, dog robots, holograms, headphones, glasses, meta glasses. Just, it's a beautiful place to be. And I think if you're ever in Times Square, you should definitely check it out.
In this conversation on Bloomberg, Shaq explained why he decided to throw his money behind the Times Square-based store.
Well, I always invest in things that I first believe in and, things that are going to change people's lives. This is something that, there's not really a lot of competition out there. And I know once people come inside the store, they will love what they see and they will fall in love with what they see.
Stop by and you might even see Shaq himself, or maybe even a hologram of him.
A beautiful, sexy hologram. It's a hologram, a beautiful, sexy hologram.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
LifeCare provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-571-9955. That's 800-571-9955. 800-571-9955.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and here with me is Ro Brown.
Hello.
All right. Well, that was quite an interesting conversation with Dr. Washington.
Yeah. Dyslexia.
Yeah, good, important work, and program has been approved for expansion by the state of Louisiana, Louisiana Key Academy. They're based in Metairie at 6421 West Metairie Avenue, and that's where they're having their lunch
Mary
and
Magdalene.
learn. Yeah, and that's where they're having their lunch and learn tomorrow. So the program, the schooling is free. The lunch and learn is free.
Screening.
And the screening is free. So you could take care of a number of things by following up on this Good Morning Show segment to go ahead and fill out the application, visit with the principal, take a tour, do the screening, and get fed.
Have a little lunch.
Yeah, have a little lunch over there. That'd be great. So great program, ramping up first through fifth grades. First through fifth grades and small class sizes. So rolling application process, so there's no deadline. So, yes, you could apply the day before and hope to get in. But, of course, they need to plan.
Yeah.
Like all schools need to plan. So they need to know how many students they're going to have, in which grades, with which levels of aptitude, what types of need, so that they can plan and do the best for their students, your children, your grandchildren, your nieces and nephews. Good to know that the young brother is taking this on. He's very serious about this work.
Indeed, he is. Yeah.
He's got quite the background. You heard that list of schools.
Right.
He's been around.
Been a lot of places.
Been a lot of places.
Sound like
Yeah, and now he's principal at this school, opening in August. So check that out. Check them out. It's a wonderful thing that they are doing. And a lot of us know people with dyslexia, whether the person knows or
we may not know it, but
yeah. And then those of us who know people who know that they know, you learn to deal with it. It's not something that is going away. So you learn how to deal with it.
Yeah. It's not like it's something, that's why I asked him the question, about people think it's a disease, that it's something that, that you cure, like you cure an infection or something. No, it's not that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, you just need to be tested for it.
Absolutely.
And it's something that, people, can handle and live with and succeed for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. Wonderful call, too, from Inez, too.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Right,
Yeah.
Prime example.
Determination. Yep. And if she had Louisiana Key
she
Academy.
Took English 18 times or something 18 times.
Yeah. Yep. Well, if she had
and it has nothing to do with intelligence.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. So, well, look, I am one of those people throughout the day on Saturday and into the evening. I couldn't help myself, clicking on my laptop, definitely with my phone as I was running my errands and going to this event or that place and all. I couldn't help but look in and see, okay, where things stand with this, that, and the other with the elections. And there were some expected results and some unexpected results and some anticipated results that were much greater in defeat than I had anticipated. So we're going to talk about that with Jeff Thomas from Think 504, co-owner of Equity Media and WBOK. We'll be talking about that with Anitra Brown, managing editor of the New Orleans Tribune. And we'll be talking about that with my colleague, Stephanie Grace, columnist and editorial director at the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com. They are coming up. They are here, people. They are in the building, and they are going to be here in the studio in just a few minutes. This is Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown. We're going to have this conversation. Please trust us. We're going to have a good, healthy conversation. We plan to take some calls, but it's not going to be like immediately. So if you do call, plan to wait for a bit or just wait until we get through a number of these things that we've got to talk about before we get out of here.
Or we'll let you know when to call.
We'll let you know. Good idea. Yep. This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Misty Jordan with BIN News Now. Over the weekend, Americans protested for voting rights in Selma, Alabama. Crowds gathered Saturday at the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was among the thousands on hand.
There was no democracy in America until every human being born here was guaranteed and protected the right to vote.
This time, protesters were marching in opposition to Republican efforts to eliminate Democratic majority black districts across the South. The Washington State Department of Health is monitoring 2 separate hantavirus cases. 3 King County residents were potentially exposed to the same strain linked to the MV Hondias cruise ship. The second case involves a person that's not connected to the cruise ship. And a new CBS News and YouGov poll says Americans are unhappy about the state of the economy. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I am Will Sutton, and with me is Ro Brown, and I'm looking forward to this conversation. It is 8:04 a.m., and it is Monday. It is a school day. So the school zone speed limit is still 20 miles per hour until 9 o'clock when we get out of the way and make room for the front porch. But that means 20 miles per hour, not 23 and not 26. You're driving around the schools. Go slow. Make sure our babies and our kiddos get to where they're doing so they can take care of their jobs, getting into those classrooms and get their education so they can be good, fine citizens just like you. Well, we are going to have a conversation about what the heck happened on Saturday. It was a lot. It was a lot. I know people were looking at this election as, we got another election in Louisiana. Well, this turned out to be a heck of an election in Louisiana. So we've got Nitra Brown from the New Orleans Tribune. We've got Jeff Thomas from Think 504 and Equity Media. And we got my colleague Stephanie Grace, editorial director and columnist from the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com.
I don't give a lot of people bell rings, so
no matter how small or how large elections are, it's something you do. And this was a particularly important one because the governor canceled a set of elections. People were confused. Did he cancel the election? Or which ones? Or can I vote? No, you can't vote. Well, actually, you can vote. That kind of thing.
And they were confused anyway because of this new party primary, and it seems some poll commissioners were confused. It was concerning what happened out there when some people tried to vote.
It was very concerned, Stephanie Grace, and
was some of that by design.
Well, was it?
Absolutely, it was.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this whole closed primary system was to get Cassidy out, and Jeff Landry was successful doing that. Go ahead. Sarah.
And just look at the numbers. I was looking at that this morning. About 400,000 people voted in the Republican primary, 300 something in the Democratic, so 700 something. If you look back at how Bill Cassidy was elected, 1.2 million people voted in that election. That was 2014, and that was an off election, remember. That was a December election against Mary Landrieu. If you look at when he was reelected on the presidential election day in 2020, over 2 million people voted in that. So here we have an intentionally limited pool of voters making this very important choice.
And that's one of the things that happens with closed primaries.
Yep.
And that's not just a Louisiana thing. That's true.
That's part of gerrymandering.
Elsewhere.
It's gerrymandering elections.
I was going to say, so gerrymandering didn't just start this year like some people think.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it just started. No.
Let me just make a
Can you
point.
say Tom DeLay?
One point here. I always say that WBOK is the most important radio station in New Orleans. And listen, New Orleans, in this room right now, you have Anitra Brown from the New Orleans Tribune. You have Stephanie Grace from the Advocate, NOLA.com. You have Roe Brown, a Hall of Famer.
I'm just a sports
you have
guy.
Will Sutton. WBOK, he also moonlights over at the Advocate.com.
His day job.
You have some of the best and brightest minds in this city, in this room right now. It's why WBOK is so impactful and important. I just want everybody to know that the information you're going to get this morning is really important, and it's curated by Will and Jared, and so I'm just proud to sit in here with you guys. I just wanted to make that point.
Thank you, Mr. Equity Media.
That was my equity media. Man.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Anitra, did the election go the way that you thought? Let's just start with Cassidy. Did you think that this is the way things would turn out for the incumbent senator?
Yeah, I think that because that was the governor's plan, and I think as we discussed, the closed primary was designed to bring out a smaller group of people who would vote the way that the outcome came. I think maybe the senator was surprised, but he may have been the only one.
Okay. So, Stephanie, one of the things that Cassidy team was encouraging was it's closed, but no party.
Right.
You can vote for us. Any indication of how that went?
The numbers are low of the people who did do that. It's confusing. People in this state are used to open primaries. They are used to having a lot of choices. They're having all the choices. So this system restricted their choices. Nobody likes that, except the people who want the certain outcome, which is what they got. And it was a very hard case for him to make, I think, because he had a case to make to those people. His case was, you know what? I support Trump, but I have shown that I can be independent. Those other people, they're never going to be independent. They are Trump, Trump, Trump. But in order for him to say that to one group of people, the other group of people, he's over here saying, I'm just as Trumpy as they are. Mm-hmm. So he couldn't kind of say the thing. He had to wink it almost. Like
I hear you on that, but also I think that's part, if we're going to Monday morning quarterback his campaign, which is what we're doing.
It is Monday morning.
I think that Bill Cassidy's campaign was off because he didn't get that message. He spent millions of dollars attacking Letlow. And I think his plan was to bring her down so that she wouldn't win outright, but also that it would catapult him into the runoff. But there needed to be an ancillary, complementary campaign running, which would have tried to attract these independent voters who had to go in, who had to make a claim, who had to make a choice. I'm going to vote either Democrat or Republican. There was no education around his campaign. Nobody knew about it. You talked earlier about the chaos. That's part of his misfiring. It's part of the reason that he came in third. They were just unsuccessful in running a good campaign, in my estimation. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I just want to kind of jump forward or catapult. I lived in a state that had closed party primaries for 6 years, right? And so we kind of, because this is new for Louisiana, we're kind of stuck on this closed part. But there's something that comes after. There's going to be the part where you have the Democratic winner and the Republican winner. And so I'm more interested in seeing how that plays out, particularly in a red state. Yes, election day was kind of confusing, even when I went into the booth as a registered Democrat. I saw things on my ballot that I felt like were, okay, this is strange. But I also know that the result of this closed party primary, what happens when you have the candidate that the registered Democrats want to see and the candidate that Republicans have selected, you have a different animal, right? And so what's going to happen in the fall, to me, is much more interesting than some of the things that we've encountered here. I don't think it's been that difficult or new. It's a new process. It's not that hard for us to, if we really pay
Are
attention
you
to what's happening
suggesting that a
lately.
Democrat could win in the state
that's
of
what I'm
Louisiana?
asking. What
Is
do you
that-
think is going to happen?
I think anything's possible. And I'm sticking to
Okay, all right. There
Well,
you
we
go.
got to get to that
I mean,
in a moment.
I
but,
just say I noticed Julia Letlow when she was giving her speech. She said, "We have one more election to get through," and I'm thinking, "No, you have two more to get through.
Yeah, right,
You're not even
right,
paying
right.
attention."
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She's still new to this.
That's right.
she is. She was okay. We'll give her that. Okay.
I didn't want to just leave her out totally because she did win the
She did,
election.
yeah.
Yeah, we talked.
There were runoffs.
We should
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about Cassidy. Yeah, about him being out, but watching her after the election, being interviewed, her answers sounded like the interview part of the Miss America pageant.
Ooh.
No, you know what I mean? Think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, that's how it sounded
Well,
to me.
she definitely
it
benefited.
sounded like I could answer. I could tell you what she's going to say. Okay?
But she didn't have to run a substantive campaign, Ro. All she had to say was Trump endorsed me, and
Exactly.
and that's what got her over the hump.
Exactly.
But now in this runoff, she's got to be more substantive because you're going to have two MAGA Republicans going head to head. So
Yeah,
she's got to.
exactly.
She can't just attack him for being liberal. She can't just. Maybe she can just say Trump loves me. But
Well, that's all it's going to take.
Fleming was in Trump's cabinet, so he's got some similarity.
I mean, she's very close to that 50%. So then it comes down to are people going to turn out again on this in June what? End of June, people are on vacation, nothing else on the ballot.
Right.
Yeah.
But to your question, Ro, do I think a Democrat can win? What I think is this. I think that, and I don't want to jump ahead, but I think we had 5 ballot initiatives, 5 amendments that were voted down, right? And they were voted down for a reason.
No.
Because people were sending a message, and more than that, because it was an informed vote. But people were sending a message to our MAGA governor, right? Can a Democrat win? I think if we help the voting public understand that we can move from policy to policy makers, right? Like it was, and we look at the numbers. We look at was it 700,000 altogether voted in the
750 maybe.
but we had closer to 800 in.
Yes.
So people
you're saying more people voted
people
on the
voted for
ballot
the
initiatives than in the Senate race. That's
right.
true.
So there's a connection that's not being made, right?
Yeah.
People are seeing these ballot initiatives, these policies, these ideas. I don't know if they're always connecting it to policy makers.
Yeah. They think it's something different.
But if we
Separate.
make the connection that you don't like the policy, it comes from a person.
Right.
Where does that come from? Who is that person aligned with? If we can make those connections, a Democrat can win.
So let's move forward. But before we do, let's hit on Cassidy in a couple of different ways.
Okay.
Stephanie, you wrote about Cassidy's so long
Yes.
talk from Saturday
Which
night.
was stunning.
He
I
never
thought.
used the
Me
word
too.
Trump, but it was so clear.
Right.
Sure.
Talk about
And-
that. What you saw and
Right.
what you anticipate for the remainder of his term. Is this going to be a different Bill
freeing.
Cassidy?
I mean, I hope it will be, because I feel like, and it's interesting because I was watching on TV and then our friend Clancy Dubose came on after and said what I was thinking was, I think that's the real Bill Cassidy.
Right.
And he's been playing this role. He's very awkward. I always think, you know, the politicians who aren't that smooth are sometimes more honest because they're conflicted with what they're doing and they're showing it, as opposed to being willing to say anything. He, to me, the Cassidy I saw Saturday reminded me of the Cassidy right after that impeachment vote, which is comfortable in his own skin, comfortable with what he had done. Not used to seeing that Bill Cassidy, because he's been out there saying, I love everything about Donald Trump, when you know he doesn't. And so on Saturday, he made one point after another that were clearly aimed at Trump. And the biggest applause he got in his own room was when he said, I'm not going, you know, when you lose an election, you don't whine, you don't make up excuses, you don't claim it was stolen. Huge applause there. You thank the voters for the opportunity.
He just looked like someone who was just relieved.
Yes.
Looking at it, you know,
Yep.
he just looked.
So then going forward, I mean, I tried to make the point in the column. It's like he's not alone there in the Senate for the rest of the year. He's got a little group of people, and the numbers are enough to make a difference. He's got Tom Tillis, who is leaving North Carolina.
Right.
He has started to be much more, you know, he kind of played the role with Pete Hegseth that Bill Cassidy played with Robert F. Kennedy.
Yep.
He knew better, but he bowed to pressure, and he was the key confirmation vote. He's speaking out now. You have Susan Collins, who's, again, in a very tough race. You have Lisa Murkowski, who has shown herself to be, you know, remember, she, is somebody who survived being attacked by the establishment, and she got herself reelected from Alaska. You have Rand Paul, who is, you know, sometimes willing to be a maverick. You have Mitch McConnell. I made the point, you know, because you don't expect that from him.
That's right.
But remember, he's the only Republican who voted against RFK.
Mm-hmm. He is.
And he's on his way out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose.
Is a Cassidy loss good or bad for black people, Jeff Thomas?
Oh, it's got to be bad. I mean, Cassidy, as Stephanie just talked about, was certainly a moderate Republican. You know, listen, we were able to work with him on several things, one of which was, surprisingly, one of his campaign initiatives, which was surprise medical billing. You know, we brought that to him. We went to him, we talked to him, we brought this to his attention, and not only did he push it through Congress, he was the major vote that got it passed. And so that is the kind of stuff that he was able to do. He was approachable. He was not in any way just confined to a MAGA space. And so absolutely, if you assume that MAGA is anti-black, and that may not be a leap, and so
there are a few black MAGA, but
there you go.
Not very strong.
Well, yeah, that's right. But you know, so is a Cassidy loss bad? Absolutely. But is Julia Letlow going to be pro-Trump in every way? I mean, you saw in these campaign ads that she was at one time a progressive, moderate Republican. Will she revert back to that? We aren't sure.
No.
But, you know, she's got to be loyal to Trump, and she doesn't want to risk his ire, I'm sure. So she will probably fall along the MAGA line. So, yes, it's bad for black people, the black agenda, absolutely.
Okay, so another thing that happened in the election is there were closed primaries, and there was a closed primary for U.S. Senate Democratic candidates. And, oh, my. 2 black people in a runoff next month for the Democratic nomination of U.S. Senate. Have you seen that before, Stephanie Grace? Have you seen that before, Jeff Thomas? Have you seen that?
We haven't been in this position in 20 years, so but no, we haven't. But now it's the result of these closed primaries. I mean, that's what you get. You get a Democratic side, and you get a Republican side.
Well, I should say we have had Democratic candidates in the
runoff.
In the runoff,
Sure.
Yes,
Absolutely.
We had black Democratic candidates.
Yeah,
so
that's right. That's a good point. Absolutely. But I think this is the result of the gerrymandered, as I'm calling it, closed primary system, which gives you a polarization of sides. And so you got in the Democratic Party, you got the biggest fish are black Democrats right now. There are many black white Democrats who could have run but chose not to. I think maybe they view it as ultimately a losing game because I kind of disagree with Anitra's point a little bit that the Democrat can win, but I don't want to go too far ahead in this conversation because there's some important things that I think the important thing that we have to talk about, an important thing that we have to talk about, is the downfall of these amendments and how that happened, how it got to 60 and 70%. It wasn't just black people voting no.
It was
lots
Democrats.
of white people.
Yep.
It was lots of Republicans. It was MAGAs who voted no.
Yep.
So explain to me how this MAGA crowd came out en masse and pushed out Bill Cassidy, yet they voted against these constitutional amendments. I have an analysis of that.
Hold on that, because we're going to need to spend some time on the constitutional amendments.
Sure.
But let's go back to the Democratic closed party.
Sure.
And we have 2 candidates for a runoff next month. Does it make a difference which one of these black guys wins? And can either of them win in the fall?
I already said
or what, Anitra?
So it'll be reality check is it going to be difficult for a Democrat to win in the fall? Yes. Is it going to be difficult for a black Democrat to win in the fall in Louisiana? Yes. Is it impossible? No. It's going to be hard, but it's not impossible.
Okay.
And here is why I say this.
All right, let's hear it.
We've had a Democratic senator before, right?
Mary Landrieu.
Bill Cassidy took her out.
We know this.
That's right.
We know this.
Yes.
We have had instances where African Americans have carried statewide races.
When? Never. In Louisiana.
When?
We've never had,
Harry?
Reconstruction.
They have been very influential
PBS
in the results.
Okay.
Should I say that?
Say that.
The governor's race.
Contributing to.
Very influential and contributing
right.
to.
Well, okay, sure.
The governor's race in 2019.
Okay,
sure.
All right.
Yeah, black impact and influence in statewide elections.
What will it take? I mean, it will take a very strong effort from the state and national parties in backing that candidate. It would take a huge turnout among black voters, moderate Democrats. I just think it's possible. I think if we go in saying that it can't happen.
Okay, Jeff, is it possible?
That's why people stay home, because we say it can't happen.
Is it possible?
I hate to disagree vehemently with my good friend Anitra,
but
vehemently.
That's
But I mean,
okay.
in the history of the state of Louisiana, there's never been an black elected official statewide post Reconstruction, and what you're suggesting is that's going to happen in a Senate race where we've got this strong core, MAGA core in the state of Louisiana, which is going to prevent a Democrat from winning, and a black Democrat in particular.
Stephanie, what about Davis versus Crockett?
Okay. I want to answer this other question too, but Davis.
So because we've heard from them, I want you to weigh in on that, but give us your take on Davis versus Crockett as a party.
Okay, so on the difficult side, neither is very well known at all. Like you said, there were Democrats who could have run. They're white Democrats, but they have a history of winning statewide. Mitch Landrieu, John Bell Edwards, they both took a look at it and said, I don't think a Democrat can win. So we had people who were not well known. Davis has the party nomination. He finished way ahead. He was kind of the equivalent of Letlow in finish, being the clear first place finisher, but not quite to 50%. He has the state Democratic nod. He, has an appealing profile in this day. Reminds me a little of this Democrat who's running in Maine, someone who kind of comes from outside the political establishment. But, a lot of people are disgusted with the political establishment right now. So those are all things that, to potentially his advantage. And I do think he will probably be, he has the inside track. Get to November. I've written about this quite a bit, actually. I think starting with Bill Cassidy beating Mary Landrieu, and there's a tremendous irony that like this trend created Bill Cassidy and then later took him out, and that is the increasing polarization in Senate races. That you used to have states that voted one way in presidential, but they voted a different way for the Senate. You don't have that anymore. Almost no place. We have not elected a Democrat since 2008, as you know. She might not have gotten there if Barack Obama were not on the ballot, and she got a boosted turnout from that. And we have elected it's interesting. We have elected a Democratic governor who is more popular than the Republican governor we have now, but that's different. That's state versus federal. And I think when people look at Washington, it is the result it's the gerrymandering kind of in the larger sense, not just the districts, but this idea that every national vote is which team are you on? And I think we're still there. Yeah. I do think we're going to have a wave election, a Democratic wave election, so there will be a difference in enthusiasm. There will be a lot of people who want to show up and cast a protest vote against what's happening. So that could boost the numbers. I don't see it happening, though. I mean, we're a 60-40 state in terms of if you look at presidential races, going back all the way, it's Trump versus the people, it's Trump and it's the people Trump hates. It's Trump and Mitt Romney and John McCain and George Bush. None of them are Trumpers, but they all got about the same percentage, which is in that high 50s to 60 range. Yeah. That's our state.
And I just, again, if we go into an election saying this can't happen or that can't happen,
that is true. That self-fulfilling.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep hope alive.
Okay. as someone once said, yes.
All right. Well, are we ready to take a break, Mr. Jarrett? All right, we're going to break in the conversation. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown, and we are delighted to have in studio with us Stephanie Grace, editorial director and columnist with the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com, Jeff Thomas from Think 504 and Equity Media, and Anitra Brown, managing editor at the New Orleans Tribune. Good conversation after the break. Let's go ahead and get into it. 5 constitutional amendments. Every single one of them went down. So let's talk about what we thought might happen. The pro amendments folks and the anti, and how big that was. How did that happen? All right, Gerard, we're going to take that break right now. This is Will Sutton, Ro Brown, and we'll be taking some calls in a bit, but we got some more to walk through. So be patient with us. When we do get to that time, and we'll tell them, Ro, what's that number?
504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about. All day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines for you. This morning, Chelsea Napoleon, Mayor Helena Moreno, and other city leaders will be in court for a hearing in a lawsuit stemming from the clerk of court controversy. Napoleon is suing the city after being removed from the clerk position and replaced by an interim clerk. Remember, City Council voted to appoint an interim clerk of court and hold a special election for that position after a new law consolidating civil and criminal district courts took effect, eliminating Calvin Duncan's seat. Today's hearing is at 9 a.m. Today, family and friends will hold a vigil for the Sophie B. Wright graduate who was killed last week. Ferdinand Woolens was shot early Friday morning. His school released a statement saying that Ferdinand was an honors student who had received many scholarships and had a bright future ahead of him. A vigil will be at 5:30 on the lakefront, and you are asked to wear red and black. And happening tonight in Holly Grove, Councilmember Amy McCarran will host a Light the Night community walk. The focus here is on identifying streetlights that have been out for a long time and highlighting areas where more lighting would improve public safety. The walk begins at the New Orleans Job Corps Center on Airline Highway at 6:30 p.m. And that is a look for you at today's headlines. I'm Elizabeth Kubel for WBOK. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey, this is Dave Poston. Be sure to listen to WBOK 12:30 a.m. every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 12:30 a.m. or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer. Listen to longer.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Muggy and warm with daily rain chances this week. For today, mostly cloudy, highs 85 to 88. A spotty shower is possible as we get to the afternoon. Most of us, though, may end up staying dry. Then for tonight, lows fall 72 to 78. For your Tuesday, another mostly cloudy day with highs 85 to 88. Another chance of a spotty shower. Rain chances ramp up Wednesday into the weekend. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support in style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Life has a way of shifting priorities, changing needs, and pivoting plans. Home Bank is there for all of them. Their bankers partner with you for every step along the way, from understanding your needs to celebrating your success. Home Bank is invested in the vibrant spirit of our community and in you. So partner with them. Stop on by any banking center in the greater New Orleans area or visit home24bank.com to get started today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, a member of the FDIC.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
Greetings and salutations. I am Elwood B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and with me in the program, we are in conversation about the election. It is 8:35 a.m., and it is a school day, so please go slow if you're driving around our schools in and around New Orleans. The school zone speed limit is 20 miles per hour. And that's in effect until 9 a.m. when we'll be getting out of here and making room for the front porch. So take care of all of your personal care business at home. If you got to do something with your mustache or your makeup, or you got something to do with your earrings or your watch, your braces, gentlemen, can you do that at home instead of in the car and get distracted because of students who are already distracted, and we need to make sure that they get to where they're going. So shout out to the bus drivers and the assistant principals on transportation duty. Appreciate what y'all do each and every school day. All right, let's jump back into it. Stephanie Grace from the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com, Jeff Thomas from Think 504, Nitra Brown, New Orleans Tribune. 5 constitutional amendments went up, and 5 constitutional amendments went down. The governor did put some money into some of this, and not a single one even came close. Mr. Jeff?
Yeah, so what you saw was a coalition of 2 blocks of vote. You saw the black vote come out against it because of the attacks on the black community, redistricting, attacking New Orleans, that kind of stuff. Black people feel as if, their autocracy is being attacked in the state of Louisiana. But also, the surprising side was we saw 70%. So, black people make up 33% of the population. There's no way we could have produced the results of 65, 70% voting no. So white people voted against these amendments as well. And that's the irony of the confusion of this election results, which is that you had MAGA people who came out and voted Cassidy out, voted for these 2 MAGA senatorial candidates, but at the same time went in there, voted MAGA, and then voted against Jeff Landry and his amendments. I mean, this is the legislature you can say it's a MAGA legislature. It's a supermajority conservative legislature. You might call it MAGA. We certainly say it's a Republican legislature. And this same crowd voted no to that group, to their constituency.
So let me lay into that. I'm sure lots of people will be digging deeper than I have had the chance already, and I'll dig some more. I looked at a number of different parishes. One of them was St. Tammany Parish.
Yeah, there you go.
In St. Tammany, on average, there were 34,000 to 36,000 people voting for the Republican Party candidates, the Supreme Court candidates, the PSC, the BESSY.
They had a lot
the
to go for.
constitutional amendments, more than 52,000 people in St. Tammany voted on the amendments.
So
those are people who voted no on amendments and didn't even vote in these other races.
It was across the state. I was saying it was a pattern that was across the state. I think where we get into what is problematic for me is if we look at what happened with these constitutional amendments as blind rebellion instead of informed resistance. I agree with Jeff. You had sort of 2 different blocks of voters, right? I don't care if it was MAGA Republicans and, progressives and blacks. You were still voting against the same policy, right? Still looking at informed resistance, people who understood what was being put before them and actively decided to vote no, which just brings me back to my point that whether you're MAGA and voted no or whether you're a progressive Democrat and voted no, finding a way to help people connect this policy that I dislike with the individuals who bring this policy before us is key. And I guess when I say it was informed resistance, I want to make a point. There were ballot items that were more difficult for people to say no to than others, right? Because who wants to tell teachers they can't get a pay raise?
Right, that's the closest one.
Right? And it was the closest one. Who wants, there's this idea that Amendment number 5, there were people who I think were open to the idea of raising the retirement age for judges. But when they looked at and I'll go to 3. When you look at 3, teachers were against this amendment. When they looked at
some of them were.
Some.
Because I know was
The
in
fact that-
favor of it.
Louisiana
Just
Federation
one.
of Teachers.
The Federation,
Right.
they were in
unions
favor.
were in
So
favor.
I would say it was split among teachers.
I'm sure it was split. Let me tell you this. The fact that any teacher was against it.
I agree with
Okay?
that. Yeah.
I'm going to be against something that benefits me, puts money in my pocket.
Yeah.
But if I look at the nuances of this of this amendment and realize that this is not good for education,
And we should say why the policy was controversial.
and people
here.
understood that. People
And
understood that it was raiding the trust fund,
Right.
taking money away from early childhood education and
So
other
it was
programs.
a choice between things people wanted. And I have to say, and out there's Cameron Henry saying, and people saying, the legislature could just give teachers a raise, but then you have the legislature saying, if people vote against this, we are going to take that as the public not supporting a teacher pay raise. So the teachers were horribly used in this. People like teachers. I'm sorry.
That's right.
People like their public schools in rural parts of the state. They defend them. They,
So here's
Thomas.
here's the thing, though. I agree with what you said, Anitra, that people were looking at the policies and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you had people who voted against Bill Cassidy, whose policies were pro state of Louisiana. He delivered the goods in terms of bringing back the bacon, bringing home the bacon. He delivered the kinds of policies that protected people's interests and health care and that kind of stuff. So at the same time, people were making these, as you say, informed policy decisions. They went all in MAGA when it came time for that election. They went all in MAGA in the Cassidy vote. And so I'm suggesting to you that in addition to them looking at policy, that this MAGA contingent is strong, and the what Jeff Landry has created with this MAGA contingent is a group who is suspicious of government. And so you can't have it both ways, Jeff Landry. Here's the thing. When you become MAGA strong, when you suggest that government is bad, when you suggest that we have to dismantle government, you can't come to that same group and say, but now, what we want to do is make government good in these areas. And so people have this instinct to vote against government. And that's what you saw, in my estimation, with these amendments, and why MAGA, at the same time, was strong for Letlow and Fleming and against Cassidy, but also against these amendments.
Stephanie?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I just really think there's a divide between how people approach state and local government versus national government. And I think this is a big part of it.
Yeah.
When it is, we mentioned off mic, we were talking about Bobby Jindal. Remember, he tried to do Republican things in Louisiana, national Republican things. He was run out of town by Republicans. I think when it is easy because maybe the national government is so distant and also kind of so ineffectual that it's, it doesn't feel like it affects people's.
People don't understand.
Or you're right.
way that
It does
affects
very
them.
much
And
affect.
that brings me back to
Yes.
the disconnect.
Whereas your state taxes, your teachers, that's very immediate. People kind of understand the direct connection more. It's easy to look at MAGA. It's a cartoon, right? It's a show. That is the way I think a lot of people look at our national government, unfortunately, and it's because of the way the national government behaves.
In other words, nationally, the MAGA people don't understand that eventually what he's doing is going to get you.
Yes.
Okay.
You saw it in these amendments.
But in, when it's
Right.
statewide or local or whatever,
Yeah.
it's easier for people to see it.
It's
more
your
difficult.
university. Remember, Bobby
Right.
Jindal really got hammered by his own people for going after higher ed because people send their kids to
Yeah.
those universities.
Yeah, whereas on the national level, all that, they
It's
know
up
that.
there. I mean, maybe with the gas prices, that
Yeah.
seems to be breaking through. but-
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen, I think that the MAGA crowd likes it when Jeff Landry can be a tool, a weapon against the left, when he can attack voting rights, when he can attack things that they are in opposition to, but at the same time, they don't trust him necessarily to run government. And so that's why you got these no's. They're like, we like you when you're attacking. We like you when you're being disruptive. But don't come to us and talk about doing good government
Don't
stuff.
disrupt me.
Don't disrupt me.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And I think that's what you ultimately saw when these no's came down. And it's why you had those two strong blocks. You had black voters who, were rightfully upset over the attack on black voting rights, and then you had this MAGA crowd, which is like, don't disrupt my life. And so you had the result, which is no to every amendment.
Well, I'm going to go back to my St. Tammany example because they were not hard no on everything. So, for instance, on number 3, the teacher pay raise,
sure,
they voted yes 52% to 48%.
Is that right? In St. Tammany? It
Yes.
passed? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
It would have passed to me? Yeah.
52, 48. That's not a lot.
The entire
but,
parish.
That was less.
Okay.
On the other hand, on the St. George, they voted 51% no
Wow.
to 49% yes.
It's close.
So there were some distinctions that, to your point, being informed and making some choices, in this case, there were informed choices on each amendment. Overall went down, but an interesting context for St. Tammany.
I mean, the St. George one was very interesting because it was racially divisive. Like the context, as you're both saying, the larger context of this election is racial division, and state government really going after a lot of things surrounding voting and self-determination for Black voters and for Democrats. And this was, St. George, of course, is the breakaway city within East Baton Rouge Parish. And when it was formed because they wanted a school district, they wanted to pull out of the East Baton Rouge school district, and to great financial advantage to the new district and disadvantage to the district they were leaving.
Right.
And they, when they created this city, they were told you have to create a city to get a school district. They were able to have a vote where only the people in the borders voted for it. So the people affected outside the borders never got a chance to weigh in until this. And now, as our colleague Feynman wrote, they wanted a school district without a city. They got a city without a school district. But it was, it was one of these, it really felt like kind of part of what's going on with gerrymandering, what's going on with New Orleans and Calvin Duncan. It felt kind of emotionally to me like it was part of that. And
all right, so one of the things that happened is a couple of weeks ago when Calvin Duncan, the at the time clerk-elect, came to WBOK's Good Morning Show, and in that conversation he said we should vote no on any amendment tied to Jeff Landry.
That's right.
And I think there were a lot of people surprised to hear him take such a stand, as opposed to focusing on his race and his circumstance. But he went out there, and I think that was the beginning of a vote no on all. He was thoughtful about it, and there was no organized vote no thing at the time. But that ended up moving into a bigger vote no effort where does the Calvin Duncan situation play in what we saw on Saturday? Jeff Thomas.
Yeah, well, it's just a big part of the attack on black voting rights. It's an attack on the city of New Orleans. It's a conservative approach to attacking the democratic city, and it is one of the problems that states have going forward, which is red states all have blue cities that are their economic engines. New Orleans is the economic engine for the state of Louisiana. Memphis is an economic engine in Tennessee. And you can go across the South, in Alabama, everywhere you're going. But what you're seeing in this redistricting is they are taking away the political power of these economic engines. Ironically, these red states they produce less in revenue to the federal government than they take back. So it's the blue states that produce all of the income for the federal government. California, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, going down. You name a blue state, it produces more federal tax dollars than it consumes. The opposite is true in the Confederate Southern states. They are, except for Texas, which is an outlier, but the other Confederate Southern states all take more in tax dollars from the federal government than they produce in tax revenue for the federal government. But they are reliant upon blue cities that are their economic engines. Yet they are the ones who are, in Louisiana, the state is talking about New Orleans needs to be more efficient. This whole attack on Calvin Duncan's seat is supposedly about efficiency. This whole attack on the judgeships is supposedly about efficiency. We know it's not. It's about political power. It's about might. And so I think that's what we're seeing is actually happening here.
And let me answer that and kind of more to the point of the question. I think that Calvin Duncan's announcement or his push to tell people to go vote, it may have amplified that idea, right? And I think it definitely pushed people here in Orleans Parish to go out and make that vote who may otherwise have not voted. With that said, and I think there were reasons. I mean, we saw what was happening here with what the state has done in terms of the clerk's position, in terms of the judgeships.
And Liz Murrill threatening to basically remove the entire elected political class of the city. And replace them with Landry appointees.
There was this amplification and this definite groundswell. There was also, before that, there were people looking at these amendments and seeing them for what they were. I don't want to take away from that. It was more than just, okay, now we're going to get out there. Did that kind of push it? Did that propel it? Did that amplify it? Absolutely.
That's right.
I know for a fact in certain circles there were people looking at these amendments, number 3 in particular, saying, no. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're right.
And
people
with
are
that,
thoughtful, and the democratic process works when our people are informed.
They saw that. They saw them for what they were, power grabs, right? Dressed up as police. They saw them for what they were. They saw them as a maybe an extension of the overall power grab.
And, Amendment 1 was an actual power grab. Right. That was, really limit civil service and give the legislature the
with no parameters, no information, no positions, nothing. Just give it to us.
We can change civil servants to unclassified workers when we feel like it.
And if we can see these as power grabs for what they were, we have got to start connecting the power grabbers. We have got to start connecting that.
I like
to
that,
these
the power grabbers
who are trying, and then what do you do about them?
All right, Jeff Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Before we get out of here, let's look at some other. This has been a great conversation.
I told you we had the biggest brains in the city.
Quite
in this
informative
room.
and educational. But let's look at judicial race results.
Yeah.
Because I think that is Orleans specific, but I think there's some statements that may have been made.
Well, listen, absolutely. Stephanie Bridges' win was a people, and this is all about people power. And if you go to Think 504, we have an article about that people power and what you saw in these elections. But Stephanie Bridges' win was about people power. She went up against Richard Perk, who had the endorsement of the mayor, 5 of the 6 of the 7, what is it, 5 of the 6 city council city council people. She had the DA. She had the sheriff elect. She's now the sheriff. She had all of the endorsements of the political class.
And a ton of money.
And a ton of money. He outspent her 4-1. Yet she was able to win. And I think what she did, I believe that she had always been a perennial candidate. She'd run previously before, but she wasn't just out here just running for office. She was building a coalition. She was making a difference in the community. And she had such a compelling story, much like Calvin Duncan. Calvin Duncan's story is what catapulted him to victory. I think Stephanie Bridges' story, which is, in midlife, I decided I needed to go to law school so I could help the community better and I could do more things. And then a pivotal interview here at WBOK when she was against Richard Perk. I think you asked her about her past, and she was able to lay out her story, which is I became an attorney so I could do more work in the community. And so that story resonated with people. And I don't care. The authenticity wins. And you might have all the endorsements in the world. You might have the biggest checkbook, but it won't beat authenticity. And she was able to build a coalition over time and develop herself and also make the kinds of connections that people voted for this time. And it was incredible. It was a person over the machine. The machine lost. I mean, when you beat the mayor who was riding high in the city, when you beat the city council, when you beat the DA, when you beat the sheriff, these are the most powerful positions in the elected officials in the city of New Orleans. They were all behind her, but didn't matter. In her case, she was able to win. It was a resounding people power victory.
Anitra, Cheryl Howard, Elroy James, Zulu King, Zulu President, co-chair Mardi Gras. What happened there?
I think kind of could also say something similar in terms of what happened in the Perk Bridges race. Thank you. Where people are looking at the candidates, right, deciding who they feel best will represent their interests, their needs. They're not necessarily, the name or who they're connected with or who had the most endorsements. That's not always going to be that move. People are looking grassroots. They're looking at people who they feel like they can see, touch, people that are going to work for them, people
And
that are
also,
going to serve their needs, right?
A compelling story, right? She talked about her parents and how I think these narratives are winning the day, oftentimes in the city of New Orleans.
Which
It's
brings
not
me
just-
back to why we could have a Democratic senator from Louisiana.
Okay, we got about 40 seconds. John Fuller, Andrew Godden, a brand name criminal defense attorney.
Yeah.
DA's office prosecutor. A lot of people knew the name John Fuller. Not as many. He had the Bill name recognition.
Godin.
Godin,
yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Again, I think the same there were some of the same people you saw behind Godin that you saw behind Richard Perk. I do think, yes, I think there's a grassroots kind of community level to it. I think there was a very, there was a motivated Black electorate. The numbers I think will turn out to be pretty high. We haven't had a chance to look at them yet.
Right.
Maybe that was it. But yeah, I think judgeships are hard for people. Most people don't, it's not like a policy. It's not like I believe this or I believe this. It's a lot of trust. It's a lot of asking people to trust you.
Yep.
And that is, I think, what we saw.
Yep. All right, we got to get out of here. Time for the front porch coming up next. Thank you very much, Stephanie Grace. Thank you, Jeff Thomas. Thank you, Anitra Brown. And thank you, Ro Brown, for coming back and being with me again.
No bell for him, but thank you.
All right, folks. Lord willing, I'll be back in this place on tomorrow morning. And we're going to have more good conversation. And looks like we're going to have 2 or 3 of the judicial candidates in here tomorrow morning. So stay tuned. We're going to
not
be
candidates.
I'm sorry,
elected officials.
The winning candidates is what you're going to say.
The winning candidate right here
Judge elect.
on the Good Morning Show. All right, folks. Thank you for those of you all who did your duty and voted early, absentee mail, or on Saturday. And those of you all who didn't, it's never too late to register to vote. You can register any day. It makes a difference which election you can vote in, but you can register on any day.
In the June primary, you should get on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
right.
All right.
Deadline's coming up.
This is WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.